With all her strength, Sophie swung the wrench at the creature, hoping to buy herself some time. The impact sent the creature stumbling back, but it quickly regained its balance, its eyes filled with madness. Just as Sophie prepared to swing again, she heard a loud voice exclaim, "Hey!" Sophie turned to see a man standing in the doorway of the gas station as she continued to swing the wrench. He was tall and rugged, with a weathered face that spoke of years spent under the sun. His wide-brimmed hat cast a shadow over his piercing blue eyes, and his clothes were clean but worn. He wore cowboy boots and had a revolver holstered at his hip. The man took in the scene with a calm, steady gaze. "Looks like you could use a hand, miss," he drawled, his voice carrying a hint of amusement. Without waiting for a response, he drew his revolver with lightning speed and fired a single shot at the creature. The bullet struck the creature squarely in the chest. It let out a terrible noise before collapsing to the floor. Sophie stood frozen, her heart pounding. The man holstered his revolver and tipped his hat to her. "Name's Jack," he said with a nod. "You all right?" Sophie nodded, still trying to process what had just happened. I think so," she stammered. "Thank you." Jack smiled, his eyes crinkling at the corners. "No need to thank me, miss. Just doing what any decent person would do." He glanced around the gas station, taking in the dilapidated surroundings. "Let's get you patched up and figure out what to do next." With that, Jack walked over to Sophie and gently took her arm, guiding her to a nearby chair. He knelt down to inspect her injured foot, his touch surprisingly gentle for someone so rugged. "Looks like you got yourself a nasty cut there," he said. "I'll be right back." Jack went outside to his van and returned with a first aid kit. He knelt down again and began to clean and bandage Sophie's foot. "Let's get this cleaned up and bandaged," he said, his voice reassuring. Jack treated her wound, and Sophie felt relieved. For the first time since Vincent had taken her, she felt like she might actually be safe. After Jack finished bandaging Sophie's foot, he helped her stand up. "You should rest for a bit," he said, guiding her to a more comfortable spot in the gas station. Sophie nodded, grateful for his assistance. She sat down and took a deep breath, trying to calm her racing heart. Jack looked around the gas station, assessing the situation. "We need to figure out our next move," he said thoughtfully. "Do you have any idea where you want to go?"